All right. Well, whenever you are ready, kind sir. Let's.
You just call me did you just,
I
what
said
did you just
kind
call me?
fucking sir. Get over it. All right.
I didn't think you called me kind.
What'd you think I said?
The C word.
Those sound too complete. Cunt and kind are two completely different things.
Listen to it back again. I guarantee it sounded
Oh, well,
like a little
I'll
bit.
have to listen to it when I edit this.
Okay. Okay, what number beer are you on, by the way? Okay, if you think about it, that's too much.
This is at least my third perpetual IPA, and I had one earlier in the day when I helped a friend move in.
Damn.
Or I had a lager when I helped a friend move in, so that's like 4%.
A
So
lager. A lager.
theoretically, like my seventh,
Jesus Christ.
6
All
or
right.
7.
Okay. Well,
Let's go.
We'll call this one Beverage 66 then, and welcome everybody to Beverage 66. Guy Buddy Podcast, because I had so many beverages so far.
I was gonna say I feel like that's a slight at me.
It is a
but-
slight at you. However,
It's Sunday Fun Day, man. I'm allowed to drink
I
day drinks during the
understand.
day.
I have a Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA, which is 9% by volume.
Yeah, so get the fuck out of here.
it's my
I'm a
first
little
one, and I've
I'm a little
had.
tipsy.
I can tell. I can tell.
Definitely would not be able to drive.
Oh yeah, hell no. I just
Yeah,
started this
no.
one, so that's like a beer in itself, though.
Definitely a no drive zone. Like not even like
You're a smart man.
think about driving. Like this is no.
You're a smart man. Anyway, welcome everybody to another episode of Guy Party Podcast. We are recording, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank God. Welcome. Of course, I am Al, and we got Matt in the line there. It's us. It's Guy Party. What's up?
It's us.
Party. Welcome to this Sunday Fun Day, as Matt said. Check us out, guys. We have an Instagram account, of course, guy_party_pod. Hit us up on Gmail, guyparty91@gmail.com. Check out our Twitch handles and stuff down there, and Instagram. I said that already, first thing. And
Well, our personal ones.
personal Instagrams are down there, and our
Yeah.
Twitch handles and stuff should be there. If not, they're on our on our Instagram stuff.
All
So,
the Instagrams, our Twitches, the Gmail, all that sound.
all the fun stuff, guys. What's up, dude? What have you been doing, man? What's going on in the world of Matt?
What? That's a good question. What's going on in the world of me?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
The usual: working, gaming, climbing, working, gaming.
Is climbing and working the same kind of thing? Like, or do you climb outside of working hours? Because I would just use like work time to climb.
So yeah, like
I could.
I use work time to climb, but it's like there's a difference. It's hard to explain in the terms of like everyday man, because it's like
Okay.
there's stuff that we put up in the gym that I can't do day of.
Okay.
But there's stuff that's like, okay, this is something I can work on when I'm in the gym. Like, gives me something to like try and get start to finish without falling.
Okay.
And also, there are workouts a climber can do to excel and get like fight through the tiredness, fight through like the pump and stuff.
Gotcha.
So yeah, like I've been slowly getting back into the gym and stuff like that.
I thought about you yesterday. We were hiking, and there's a bunch of people climbing. Oh my god.
Yeah, you were down in Colorado, right?
I was in Boulder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
Boulder's a big. Boulder has
Boulder's a good
boulders.
place to boulder. Literally, the college campus is like
Yeah.
I don't know if it's not CSU. It's just the Colorado University. CU right there, literally at the base of the mountain there. And I'm guessing a lot of these people are college kids, and they're just
Yeah.
hiking up their crash pads and all this shit,
Yep.
their backpacks and stuff. I was like, huh,
Yep.
Matt would love this right now. I was like,
Yup.
It was a nice day. All the rocks were in like all the where they're bouldering was like on flat irons pretty much. Whatever. So they're all shaded and everything. I was like, that'd be perfect.
Nice.
Sun's not beating down on you. It'd be nice. Anyway.
Yeah, but I mean,
Anyway.
gaming a little bit. I played through Evil Within again. Beat that last night. Went through pretty quickly. I think I beat
Nice.
it in under 12 hours, which is I feel like pretty good. I like I was looking at my save time
Mm-hmm.
for the previous file, and I pretty much beat it like an hour faster than I did the last time around, or the
Good. There you
blind
go.
playthrough around. I think
Nice.
that's partly just to kind of know what's going on and like semi knowing
Mhm.
what's coming up. So I wasn't like super like I'm gonna crouch walk everywhere because I don't know if there's enemies in front of me. It was like I know there's enemies here, or I know there's not,
Yeah.
type of thing.
Did you remember it?
Um,
Like,
I would get into areas and I'd be like, okay, I remember this area. I don't always necessarily remember what I had to do in that area, but it was like I remember this area, and there were areas that were like when I would get into it, it's like I know
Yeah.
what's gonna happen here. I know what I need to do, or if it was like I would drop in and not necessarily know what to do off the top of my head, but the second like I died, it was like, okay, now I remember exactly what I need to do. I need to do this, that, and the other thing, real quick,
oh yeah, yeah,
or like don't worry about this and worry about this. Like
yeah. I got you.
I think the other day when you were in my stream, I think Friday. I think you dipped out.
Maybe.
You were in it Friday. I know that. But
Okay.
you dipped out a little bit before like this like anxiety inducing part.
I think I heard you talk. You're talking about like, okay, this is the anxiety part,
essentially
this is the
there's
part.
like you get these things and you come up to this guy who he's I don't know if you're familiar with Pyramid Head in Silent Hill.
I'm not.
So in Silent Hill, there's this big guy that carries around this like huge cleaver type blade that like he drags.
I see it. Yeah, no, I know. I saw some cosplay of this guy. I just
So
looked him up.
there's a guy similar to it called the Keeper in Evil Within, who's like a guy with a box on his head. It's almost like a safe,
And he has a big hammer,
and he has like a big hammer
like
that
a
he
big
carries
fucking
around with him.
meat tenderizer. Oh god.
Yeah,
He looks fucking
and-
scary.
yeah, and pretty much like you can quote unquote kill him, but there's a bunch of other like heads lying around that he just teleports into them when you quote unquote kill him. So like you can kill him for
Creepy.
like the experience or brain juice is what I call it, to like level your guy up.
Brain juice.
But then he just
So-
comes back.
His head is locked inside a safe that's wrapped with barbed wire.
Yes.
Fucking scary.
And when you quote unquote kill him, he just teleports to a new one and comes back to life after like a certain amount of time.
Okay.
So it like the first time I played through that on
Creepy.
Friday, it was like I kind of know what I have to do, but I don't know exactly what I have to do. And like as I played through, I think it took me 2 tries to get through, but it was like, okay, I know I need to focus on killing him at this moment so I can like progress, and then wait for him to come back, kill him at this moment, and then wait for him to die to progress and stuff like
Gotcha.
that.
Hmm.
So it's kind of more like that thing where it's like a good example was actually I think a couple chapters after that you go into this house where like the main bad guy,
Mhm.
it seemed like it was randomized. He would appear and disappear at times, but like if he appeared and he got within grabbing range of you, you would instantly die.
Instantly die.
Like he would have to actually grab you, but like if he grabbed you, you were dead.
Fuck.
You had full health, you were dead.
Okay.
But it
Yeah,
was like
fuck that.
you just had to like avoid him for like 30 seconds and he would disappear.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like a don't get caught in a hallway type thing where you can't run around someone.
Yeah.
And like
In-
that happened there too, where it's like I died once or twice and it was like, okay, like I just have to like be a little bit more cautious, you know, wait for him to appear, like buy some time and then go through. But yeah, I mean, beat it again and started the DLC actually earlier today. Gonna play through that before Evil Within 2. Just in the
Yeah.
off chance that it opens up things for Evil Within 2.
Gotcha.
Um,
Gotcha.
Yeah. And the DLC kind of like fills you in on like stuff that was happening during the game that like you kind of found out later in the game, but you didn't find out until later in the game. So you kind of see like the side stories and stuff, it seems like.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm enjoying that.
What are you playing after Evil Within 2?
After Evil Within 2, I was thinking about Rage.
I was gonna say, you gonna rage it up, man?
I think after
Because-
Evil Within 2, it's gonna be Rage. I don't know what else I necessarily have on my list. I do actually have to finish We Happy Few. I
you
think
didn't
I
finish
talked
that
about.
story or 100%.
I don't remember where I was last week.
It?
I think, did I say last week I finished the one character? Did we talk about this?
Yes, you finished the one character.
Yeah,
you're
yeah. So there's
going to
there's
get-
like 3 characters you play through as. I played through as
Okay.
1, and started
no.
the second, but haven't finished. Haven't even got close to finish her probably.
Okay.
So I still have to do that. So like that's kind of on the back burner right now because I want to plow through Evil Within. But then I don't know, dabbling in Mario Maker.
Always, you always are.
I have 2 levels on the back burner right now that I'm making.
I wonder how many hours you have into that game already.
I can actually look that up.
How? You can? I want to see. Tell me. Tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me. Tell me.
I think if I just go to my page and go to profile. Okay.
Oh.
Super Mario Maker 2. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that. Oh, you can't see it.
I got it. Played for 100 hours or more.
Or more. So I easily have over 100 hours in the
So, or more.
past. But it did come out in June, to be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
But yeah, I mean, it came
Okay,
out.
touche.
It did come out almost 3 months ago. So 100 hours isn't a whole lot, to be fair.
No. To be fair, no.
Like,
It's really not. But
plus, I also got you got to factor in idle time, and there's definitely many hours I did off stream.
yep. Oh yeah,
Um,
for sure, for sure.
But yeah, so I did that, and then my friend, she actually moved this weekend, so I helped her a lot
Gotcha.
with that.
How'd that go?
Good. I mean, Friday.
Oh, fun.
So she looked at the place Thursday,
Okay.
and like she had to be out of her current place by, I think it was like the 28th of August, and at the time of recording this, it's the 18th.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like kind of getting into desperation mode where it was like, I have 2 weeks to find a spot
Yeah,
to
yeah.
move into.
That's never a good feeling.
no. But let me put it this way. She's a developer. So
She's
she
making a game for
makes
us.
decent money. She makes
Good,
decent
good
money.
for
She's got a new job, which I'm not gonna throw out actual numbers, but I will say she's making about 20,000 more a year than she will be making.
That is a
So it's a big pay increase essentially. Like I don't know
I
her
wouldn't say
actual
life-
numbers.
wouldn't say life changing, but significantly life improving
Yeah.
money.
I don't know how much
could-
she was making beforehand, but I want to say I'm gonna guess she's gonna be making close to 6 figures a year
God.
at this point.
How old is she?
25. Yeah. I mean, hey man, you could have went into the oil business and got that dirty oil money. So let's be real.
That's true. But I would have had to
We
get my
both have a
master's.
friend that makes dirty oil money, and he
Dirty
even
fucking
calls
oil
it
money.
dirty oil money.
He refers
Um,
it. Yeah, he refers to it as dirty oil money. But yeah, I didn't go get my
But-
master's. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
But yeah, so
I'm happy with what's
she
going
she saw a place
on. Anyway,
Thursday, signed the lease Thursday, and was like, "Hey, yeah, I know it's a short notice for you guys, but I'm gonna end up moving this weekend. If you guys can help, awesome." And I was like, "Cool, I'm
Sure.
free all weekend."
pizza and beer, please.
That's literally what we had today.
That's it. That's what we just had.
But
We
like,
didn't move anybody.
Friday, I texted her. I was like, "Hey, I'm free tonight. If you want to like move some stuff," and she's like, "Yeah, sure. Like,
Mhm.
if you come out, like this is my place in Westchester, we can like load up the cars a little bit and like move stuff over." It's like cool, and like she was always like, "I don't like having people over because my apartment is really small. It's like dirty. It's like shitty." And I was like, "All right, like it can't be too bad."
It can't be worse than our college apartments, like
So
it'll be bearable for us. Honestly.
I get there and I'm like,
And this is
hey,
like-
like I think I'm here, like, and like she walks outside. I'm like, all right, I'm here. I see you across the street. Get out. Walk up to her apartment. I was like, yeah, I can see why you wouldn't want to host people. Like it's small.
Yeah.
Like it her dad helped like move stuff in today and he put it away. It was essentially an attic that she was living in. That was modified into a apartment.
Kind of fucked.
Yeah, it was like you have the kitchen, you have a little bathroom, you have like a very little like living room that was like maybe 15 by 15 feet
Okay.
at the most, and like a bedroom that was like about the same. And it was like, okay, I can see why you didn't want to have people over. Like this is a small, very small enclosed area. Like all like in all the rooms, it was like a slanted ceiling essentially
my
going
head.
down.
So it was an attic.
Yeah, it essentially was an attic. Yeah,
Huh.
and like the place she moved to is like a newer apartment building. Like it's an actual like condo building.
Yeah.
And it was like
Good for her.
what I was like, what you have in your living room right now is essentially what you had in your whole apartment. Like not even including the kitchen area in your new place is what you had. Like she has a little loft area 'cause she's on the top floor, so like the ceiling is still slanted, but like they put a loft to like utilize the space.
Yeah. That's good. I mean,
Yeah, so they
Awesome.
were like like they pretty much loaded up the U-Haul at like 6 a.m. this morning.
yeah.
And
Ooh, that is early. On a fucking
yeah,
Sunday.
me and my buddies weren't there for that. We got to our new place at like 10. She was
Okay.
like, I was like, let us know when you're heading over to the new place.
Mhm.
Because essentially it takes me about the same amount of time to get there. So
Yeah.
like, she was like, all right, we're heading over now. It's like, cool. Like, we'll head over. We got there and like, we had the truck unloaded in like under half an hour.
I guess you didn't have much shit from the other place.
I mean, it was like a standard U-Haul truck, like not like the big U-Haul truck, but like a decent one. But it was just like we had like 10 people there, so it was like 3 of us or 4 of us were constantly just pulling stuff off, like and the rest of people were just putting it in the elevator, taking it up, taking it into the apartment, coming back down, grabbing the stuff, throwing it in the elevator, taking it back up.
That's awesome.
So it was just like we had it
Boom, boom, boom,
unloaded
boom,
in
boom.
like under half an hour, which was awesome.
Fuck yeah.
The fun part was actually like hanging some stuff because like her entertainment, I don't want to say entertainment system, like the shelves that you like put your like video games on, and like you would put a TV on, and like you would
yeah.
put
Just
stuff on.
Just I guess yeah. I don't. Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're talking about though.
That was tough because the one she had, like you screw into the wall.
Oh.
But I guess because of the because she was on the top floor, it seemed like the studs weren't spaced properly.
16 inches on center. Should be.
Yeah, but it didn't seem like that because it was like we were trying to we were banging on the wall and like, okay, it sounds like it's here, and then we would go to put a screw in it and it would just pop right through. And it would be like,
finder, man.
and
Like
well, that's the thing. We were using a stud finder, and it was still like saying the stud is here, and we would put a screw, like we had it pushed up against the wall with 2 people holding it. We're using a stud finder above it, and we're like, all right, it says it's a stud here, and we would go to screw it in, and it would just not hit a stud, and we're like, this doesn't make sense. Like, what the hell is happening?
Is it a new place?
I mean, it was probably built within the last 10 years.
Okay.
I don't know when it was actually built. My sister actually worked like across the river and 2 blocks down from where it was.
Okay.
So she was like, yeah, I think I remember those places actually being built. And she hasn't worked at that place in like 3 or 4 years, so it's been a couple years since it's been built. But like, relatively speaking, I would say in the last 10 years for this area, relatively new.
New.
But it was just like,
interesting.
why are these studs not going in? And then like they went to return the U-Haul truck, and like me and a couple of guys, and she stayed behind, and we're like, we had it screwed to the wall. We had it screwed to the wall, and it was like, it's not level. Like it was off. It was like, if you put a level on it, like the bubble was in between the lines.
Yeah.
But it was just enough that like, for like a 5-foot entertainment system, like you could tell it was slightly askew. And we're like,
shit.
All right, let's fix it. So to do that, we had to obviously lift it a couple inches, so that way, like, because we couldn't just pivot it on where it was, because then the holes would just make one big hole, and then it would just slouch to where it was.
Yep.
So we lifted it a couple inches, and we're screwing it in, and like we're putting the one screw in, and we're like, all right, it's in a stud. We know it's in a stud. I put screws into walls all the time. I know what it sounds like for a screw to be going into wood.
Yeah.
So I was like, I know we're hitting a screw. All of a sudden, the one screw just stops.
What'd you hit?
We don't know, but it just stopped. Like it would not. It was. We could tell it was going into wood, but it just stopped and wouldn't go any further. And like we're standing there, and we're like, it's like the only thing I can think of is for some reason, instead of a metal stud, they put like instead of a wood stud, they put like a metal stud,
which is common nowadays. Yeah.
Especially and I was new. Yeah, I was like, that's the only thing I can think of, and because also above what we were screwing to the wall was a vent. Like, and it was almost directly above where the screw was going in. And I was like,
so did you guys screw to some ductwork, maybe? Some
I don't know, because there was also like a
cooling and heating shit.
A cable outlet and I think a cable outlet nearby where we were screwing it in.
Okay.
So I was like, maybe there's a metal stud there that they put there. Like I was like, that's the only thing I could think of besides like wiring. But if the screw was going into wiring, we would know.
Yeah.
Like we would have heard something. We would have heard something get ripped off because the screw would have took it or something.
For
like
sure.
There's something going on. So
Yeah.
essentially what we like, I just did this on the whim, and I was like, in the entertainment system, there's like 3 pre-drilled screw holes that we were screwing through. And I was like, screw it, I'm gonna move it up an inch and like over a little bit, like that's where we think the stud is, and just drive it in there. So I move it up, like essentially you just use the screw to I hope that didn't screw up.
Yep, it like you're good now. You're good.
Okay. I don't know why that just fell asleep on me. That's a first.
I'm trying to fuck with this lighting shit, but it doesn't work.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep moving my mouse. But yeah, like I moved it up an inch, and was just like, just putting all my weight into the screw, and literally like originally the screw went in like halfway. It was like a 2-inch screw, and went in like halfway. And like even my buddy like pulled it all the way out, tried doing it, and he's like, yeah, it stops. Like I don't know why it's stopping. Moved it up an inch, moved it over like maybe a millimeter.
Yeah.
And like we got it most of the way in, and at that point we were just like, screw it, we're just gonna fucking put our weight into it and just push as hard as we can to get it into the wall. And even at this, it's not even flush to the system at this point. Like it's like, but she was wall mounting her TV, so it's like there's not gonna be a lot of weight in this thing. Like just don't lean on it; it should be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Meanwhile, when we were putting in there are 4 screws we put in. The other middle screw we were going to put in, because that was the left middle screw. We were going to put in the right middle screw. Apparently, because we tried at one point of like putting a screw in it where there wasn't a stud. Literally, like I went to put this right middle screw in and like put in the hole in the entertainment system and put my drill on it, or put the drill on it. It wasn't my drill.
Yeah.
But, like put the drill on it and like went to push it up flush against the wall.
Yeah.
And it just went right through a hole that we already made. And I kind of sat there for a second.
I
was
wouldn't
like,
put anything expensive on that thing because it's just gonna.
well, it was a hole that was already made.
Okay.
Which was
Well,
like,
still.
I sat there for a second and was like, what?
What the fuck?
And I didn't even say anything. It just happened. And like,
Oh.
two of the guys were holding it up. The mom was sitting on the couch, and the girl I was moving in was luckily just watching me. And she's like,
Thanks, mom.
well, we had to sit on the couch to make sure like everything looked level and like center and stuff.
I'm just fucking.
But it was funny because that happened and like it just went right through a pre-drilled hole. And my friend Hannah, she goes, "Did that just go through a hole we already made?" And I was like, "I'm so glad you said that because I was about to go fucking crazy thinking that I just somehow pushed it through the wall." I was like, I would have been losing my mind.
That's crazy.
So like that was
That's
the same
cool,
instance where like we had to move it up like a couple inches and just drill through and put it into a stud.
Yeah.
Um,
That's sweet though, man.
yeah. The only downside was, because like it was a couple inches in, the drills they had didn't have flashlights on them, so it was like I was like I couldn't see the screw, so I was like having to
guessing.
like guess and like
Feel it
finagle the bit into it.
out.
And then hanging our whole TV was a whole nother ordeal because it's like, well, are these studs where we think they are? Are they not where they are? And like, luckily everything went in and we're like, all right, everything's
Cool.
fine. Like, hung the TV, hung the entertainment system.
Everything's fine.
And then the AC seemed to not be working. And she was like, I think I'm responsible for the AC. And we're like, I'll move in. If something's not working, you like fucking go to them and say, hey, this is not moving, I'll move in.
This isn't working on moving
This
day.
isn't working on moving. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, be like,
what the
you
fuck?
shouldn't. You're not responsible for that.
Not at all.
Because we had the AC set to like 68 or something,
Yep.
and it was staying at 75. And then like the dad finagled with it a little bit, and it was like, oh, that's because it's set on a schedule, so it's not going any lower. And we're like,
Oh, that sucks.
that makes sense. So like he timed it so that way it wasn't on a schedule.
Oh,
or
you. Oh,
anything.
okay. I thought they made it so you can.
No.
only have on
It was
schedule.
like
Okay,
it was a whole like you just go into it and
Yeah.
do whatever.
Reset. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, and then she bought pizza and beer for us, and I had a beer there, and then I came home and continued drinking.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
yeah,
Good for you, man.
yeah. How about you? How was your week? That was a long.
Yeah, that was a fun little.
Yeah, it was a long 2 days. She also
Yeah.
paid for food on Friday night when we moved stuff over, and I got like 2 free beers out of a local brewery and a nice like barbecue sandwich.
Well, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Better. Me, beat Rage 2.
Hey.
Hey, and I'm still playing it because it's so goddamn fun, and I just want to
How-
go pop some achievements.
Yeah. How was it?
Really fun. The story was
on the brood meter. 'Cause you always on the Brooker meter.
The brood meter.
On the brood meter.
So
Where's that?
story 6.5.
So like
gameplay-
original Borderlands 1 story, it's like equivalent of that, where it's like
I think Borderlands 1 story is better. So I mean, the story is like, okay, we have.
All right, let me say
we have
this.
to do X. Go talk to these 3 people, and then once you do these things, you can go do X now. So it's pretty short. It's like a 10-hour game, really short. And
if
I
you
mean,
were just
the-
plow through the main missions.
oh yeah, dude, it takes you about 9-10 hours. But if you go through and like level each there's 3 individual people, you can go through and level each of them up and like get other
Yes,
projects.
I remember
they
hearing
call
about
them.
that.
Yeah, you can go through and do their individual projects, which kind of boost your like ability to seek things out and attract
Okay.
like health when people die. It's so if you do all that, it can go a lot longer, which is what I'm doing now.
Okay.
But the combat and like pretty much the combat and the mechanics, fucking like for me 9 out of 10. So goddamn fun. Just literally
It
going
looked
into
like a
place,
lot of fun.
yeah, like you can unlock so many different abilities. So going into a place and then just sprinting into like doing your dash ability and just kicking someone off a fucking cliff and then going up and like slamming the ground and like force hit. It's just really fun. I had a great time with it. I'm still having a good time with it. So I'm really looking forward to playing it a little bit later. So yeah, dude, it's great. I think next is going to be Hollow Knight, I believe.
You
But
believe?
I believe.
Hollow Knight was a good game.
I
Hollow Knight,
believe.
you
Yeah.
could sink a lot of hours into Hollow Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, you can easily just... Like, I know I did a lot when I played. It was just, like... I would get a new ability, and it's like, okay, I know somewhere I could use this ability.
But where
I
and how?
don't
Yeah.
remember where. And it's just, like, all of a sudden just pulling up the map and going, okay, this here on the map is unexplored, here on the map, and here on the map are unexplored. Let's find him until...
What the fuck?
Let's go check him until I find the one I'm thinking of.
Yep. That's good though. So I think that's next. I think.
You think?
And
'Cause
then
I know you said you were thinking about Shovel Knight, but you don't actually have it yet.
I don't have it. I mean, I have Hollow Knight. I might as well play what I have before I spend more money on other things, because weddings coming up and other expenses.
Yeah.
I need a new phone, so that's gonna be a lot of money.
I thought you did get a new phone.
I pre-ordered it.
Ah.
It literally didn't come out yet. It comes out in like 5 days. So this is like,
sense.
you can't really see it here, but the screen you can't see it. The screen in the bottom there is cracked. Right there, right by the thumb thing, it's
You can
cracked
see it a
there,
little bit.
and it has like spider cracks all the way up to here, which is where I text and type, and it kind of fucks that up.
Yeah.
And the battery dies in like 10 hours. So I need a new phone. This thing's 3.5 years old. It's seen its days. So tip my hat to you. You served me well, but you suck ass now. Other things I did this week, I got a new monitor right here. She is, let me show you. It is fucking cool.
Hey, there's me.
It's a nice 27-inch curved
Hi.
Samsung. Hey, you. Hi, you. So it's a nice
You.
27-inch curved Samsung screen.
See, I don't know.
1440p, 144 hertz. Games look beautiful. I was playing Rage. I was like, this doesn't look that good. Like, it looks better than the other one. And I went to the settings. I was like, oh.
Yeah, you gotta make sure
Yeah.
you gotta make sure you change it to 144 hertz.
And then also change the resolution that the recommended, because it scaled it down to 1080p. I was like, this looks like
you gotta
the same,
make sure
if not worse.
you gotta
But
make
I-
sure you change it in the game, and like even in like
And
general settings,
in general,
you have to make
yeah.
sure it's on 144.
That's exactly what I didn't do at first, and then I did it, and I was like, oh my god, this screen is the tits.
Yeah,
So,
like
it is
I think I mentioned when I first got my monitor that I put all my games on my middle monitor.
Yeah. Let me fix this again.
Like I got it and it was like, oh, it's 144 hertz, yada yada yada. So I was like, cool. I felt like I got it relatively cheap, picked it up, and like I plugged in. And it's like I feel like this isn't really that different, but maybe it's just like I don't notice it.
Mm-hmm.
And like after like 2 or 3 months, I like
2 or 3 months.
saw. Well, like someone mentioned it online.
Oh, it kind of jogged
And
your
it was
memory.
like,
Wait,
why am I
maybe
not?
it-
Why do I feel like I'm not getting like the refresh rate? And someone was like, check this website. This website tells you if you are getting 144 or if you're getting 60 or whatever like the HDMI standard is.
Gotcha.
I checked it and it was like, oh, I'm not getting 144. I'm getting 60 or whatever the standard is.
That
Because
fucking sucks.
HDMI can only sometimes do up to a certain amount depending on the cable, I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like,
That's
all right,
great.
fuck,
But I mean,
how do I fix that? And people are like, DisplayPort cables are what you can use to bump up to like 144 hertz. Like,
yeah.
I was like, all right,
Yeah.
bought it on Amazon 2 days later, plugged it in, went to that website, and it was like 144, and I was like,
Oh
Cool.
shit.
I was like,
Yeah.
all right, now if I were to like play it to 60 now, I might be able to recognize it, but like in my mind, I don't see a difference. But if I were to drop back to
You probably would. Yeah, for sure.
60, it's kind of like
I noticed it immediately.
well, I mean, like we're old enough. Some people might not necessarily be old enough in the gaming community these days, but like between standard and high def, like in our minds, like before we had high def, standard def was fine.
Because it was the best we had.
It was the best we had. We didn't know any better, and now it's
Yeah.
like watching a sport on high def versus standard def. It's like in our minds, it's like
It's completely different.
we can see a huge difference, but we were so used to standard def that like before we had high def, we were like, Looks fine.
What about the AVG
We
cables?
know what's what. Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, what happened was I plugged this new monitor in. I was like, oh wait, it doesn't look right. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because it came with a high speed HDMI cable. I was like, okay, a high speed cable, it should be capable of doing it. And then I pulled it up. I was getting like 60 hertz. I was like, what the fuck? There was no option for 144. I was like, well, this is fucking stupid. So I switched the display port from this monitor, my older one,
Yep.
to the newer one. I was like, okay, 144 hertz. But then the high speed cable can make this one run 120 hertz. So 120, 144. So that's pretty damn good on both of them, if I say. But I also got a new case fan because my other one was not like when I started the computer up. It would literally, sometimes it would start, other times it would just kind of kick and just stop. So I was like, all right, fuck that. I want to replace that one because it was the one that came with the case. They're not necessarily the best fans sometimes, I guess. So I replaced that one, and it's got some RGB on it, but it doesn't light up. So I gotta figure out. I gotta finagle with it, but whatever.
Aw,
I can't see it now anyway. It's covered by these two screens, so I don't even care. As long as I can see it's pushing air and keeping things nice and cool. So that's all that matters.
I think I mentioned to you at one point. I think it was even over text. I don't even think it was on the podcast or anything or streaming or anything. It was like I'm 100% just performance over aesthetics.
Yeah.
Like my computer is down there. Like my desk completely blocks it.
Yeah. No, well, these screens block it now. So
yeah. So it's like for me, it's like
fair. I know.
I don't need RGB. Just give me performance over aesthetics. Like the new processor I got a couple weeks ago, it has an RGB fan. And it's like, cool. That's awesome. I'm not gonna see it, so I don't care.
Is it lit up though?
Yes. But they were like, this is how you go in and you customize the colors that you want. I'm like, I can see it. I don't give a shit.
And just keep
like I got it because it was on sale.
Yeah.
And I had the money. So it's like I don't fucking care. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I got pretty good performance with RGB. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But quick question, man. What is your CPU currently running at temperature wise right now? Could you check that?
I don't think I could check that off the top of my head. No.
Okay. Because I'm not doing anything right now. It's 58 degrees C. And I was looking at something, as long as it's like roughly below 80, you're good. And when I was gaming yesterday, it was at like 75. So I don't know if I can do anything to rectify that. It's like 60 some now. I mean, it goes between 58 and 60.
Hang on. Do you have the same processor as me?
AMD Ryzen 7 2700X.
Okay, yeah, you do. So I didn't realize this when I bought it. I just bought it out of habit. When I bought my new processor, I bought thermal paste with it because I didn't realize this. Yeah. Apparently, this processor, the fan comes with thermal paste pre-applied.
Pre-applied. Yep.
Pre-applied. Thank you.
It did. Yep.
Which I didn't realize that until after I installed it and everything. I was like,
so
that makes sense.
I know a fan you have. I have that too, but it's not on there. But I never.
Yeah. So you don't have that fan on there?
No, I don't. I have a liquid cooler.
So I'm not familiar with liquid coolers. I don't know if that requires a thermal. So there's no fan on the processor?
There is. There's a little fan. There's a little thing on the processor with the two hoses coming to and from it for the cooling to circulate through.
I'm not familiar with that, so I don't know if you need thermal paste for that.
I did. Yeah, I did put some on.
Okay. Because I know originally way back when,
and it came with some.
I think I've told this story before. My GPU fried my old original motherboard I got.
Excuse me.
So I had to get a new motherboard, put the processor in it, put the fan on it, all that stuff. But I didn't buy new thermal paste. So like originally the thermal paste, there was no thermal paste there with the new processor.
Gotcha.
And what would happen is occasionally I would start up certain games, like high processor intense games.
Oh yeah.
My computer would just shut off.
It was overheating.
And it was because my processor was getting to a point of too hot where it was a safeguard where it was just shut off.
I'm too hot.
It's too hot.
Shut down.
Yeah, just it's too hot. Shut everything down to avoid damage and anything.
Shut it down.
And I talked to my buddy, or our buddy Derek, about it, and he was like, "Did you apply new thermal paste to it?" And I was like, "I did not." He's like, "Try that," because what I did was after it was shut down a couple times was I installed a widget
Mm-hmm.
for my desktop that would tell me temperatures, how much RAM I'm using, how fast my CPU is going, stuff like that.
That's exactly what I have up here. I have a Cooler Master pulled up right now, and it's giving me everything.
It was like after I installed put the thermal paste on, it dropped the temperature of the CPU by like 20 or 30 degrees Celsius.
That's extremely significant.
Which is extremely significant.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like mine's jumping from like 58 to like 70 to 58 to 62 to like 50. So it's hovering around like around 60. So I don't know if that's bad.
Yeah, I don't entirely know. That's interesting.
I don't know what the deal is.
Maybe
there.
do some digging on Reddit and just other internet forums. I think one internet site I see a lot when I'm like digging for PC stuff is like Tom's Hardware.
Yeah, I was on there earlier. Yep.
I see that come up a lot when I like pull up a question of like, should my processor this, that, or the other thing? And it's like that always seems to be one of the top 5 links I get.
Yeah.
So maybe you go there and be like, hey, my processor's fluctuating between this and that, and I have this, and I applied the thermal paste. Is that common, or is there like something?
Am I fucked up, or
is there something I screwed up in my install potentially, or something like that? Yeah, I would definitely like just throw it to forums and see what people say.
Gotcha.
I know one thing I always see when I see people have technology problems, whether it's like streaming problems or just general PC problems, everyone's always just like, what are your specs? Like with just knowing the problem is enough. Like they need to know processor, your hard drive, your coolant, like just everything hardware wise on your computer that you have. So that way they can go, okay, like this needs that, or this sometimes needs to be plugged into that, or this, that, or the other thing.
Gotcha.
So just if you do go to a forum and be like, hey, these are the problems I'm having, make sure you just list your specs right away, because people are going to ask it no matter what.
Yep. Wow. Yeah, I'm like a computer shit. Shit's amazing what people fucking build.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Anyway. Oh my God. Why do you need that many fans? I guess you would need that many. Anyway. Fuck it. Anyway. Yeah. So pretty much that. I've got a new monitor, big rage, and just fucking working.
One other thing. I think you can relate to this.
Maybe I can.
I had a couple of
Yes.
Well, yes. But not actually. I did have one today. The Reign energy drinks.
I just bought 2. Yeah.
What were the flavors that you said you liked? Because I've had.
Dude, peach fizz is amazing.
Okay.
Razzleberry, and I like the carnival candy, the cotton candy one.
Okay, because I've had the razzleberry and the cotton candy one.
Dude, the peach one's fucking amazing. It tastes like.
I haven't had the peach because I was like looking at them. And I was like, there's sour apple, there's peach.
It's not sour. So have you ever had? It's just like peach. Yeah. Have you ever had the peach O rings? Like the trolley bright color worm type thing, the peach ones.
Probably.
It tastes just like that, and it's so fucking good, dude.
But the sour apple, is it not like sour apple?
It's like that's sour. That's sour apple. But the peach,
because there's a sour apple one.
Yeah,
but like I saw the razzleberry. I'm like, this looks like blueberry. I'll try that. And I was like, when I'm like, I'm assuming this is cotton candy by the name. Color. So I got it.
Does the caffeine like fucking like set you off?
So it was funny because
I'm curious, because it doesn't affect me.
I drank them during streams over this like past weekend.
Yep.
And like I literally I know there's a lot of caffeine in it.
Yeah.
There's like 300 milligrams. I'm used to drinking Red Bull, which has like 100 some milligrams, and
130?
and like a 12 ounce. I actually have the can right here, and 16 ounces of Reign. There's 300.
300. Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like this is not.
Good.
Yeah, I was like, this is something I cannot down
continuously down
Red Bull. Like I need to nurse this, which I did during the streams. But yesterday, Saturday, like I finished like a 4-hour stream and started drinking it like half an hour in, and so I had like a little bit left in it.
Yep.
It's like, all right, I want to get to the gym. So like I chugged it and like had to like fill up my water bottle and like get changed real quick before going to the gym. all of a sudden I just started feeling like
Fucking jittery as hell.
a little jittery. I was like,
It's the jitterbug.
I don't know if it's because I haven't been drinking water. I don't know if it's because I haven't eaten. I don't know if it's because I just fucking down the last quarter of this Rain energy drink.
Did I just?
I went to the gym
Slam
and climbed
150?
for like 45 minutes. I was like, I'm
Man.
still fucking jittery. I need to go home. Like, I can't climb like this.
I need to go home.
And it was like, I don't know if, like I said, because it was like, I didn't drink a whole lot of water while I was drinking
Yeah.
and streaming.
Yeah.
And I didn't really, like, I ate lunch before him, but didn't eat
Mhm.
before going. And I went to the gym, like, at like 6, and I ate lunch at like noon
Mm-hmm.
or 11. So it's like, I had enough time where it's like, not having food could have affected it a little bit with how I was feeling, but it was like,
Got the jitterbug,
Yeah.
man.
like I knew going in, I was like, I need to nurse this. I can't just down this like a Red Bull.
So that was it. The first one you've had, or no?
It was either the first or the second, yeah. Yeah, I want to say it was actually the
Yeah.
first. No, I think it might have been the
Sparingly.
second.
Sparingly.
I think it was the second.
Dude, those things are amazing.
But yeah, it was like one of those things where I was like just very jittery and like not being able to like feel like I was able to stop moving. And I was like, and I drink energy drinks a lot.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I have like 2 Red Bulls a day, which I guess is about the equivalent of
Of
one
of
Rain at
those.
that point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And normally my Red Bulls vary between like 8 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon.
Okay, so it's like
So it's like almost a full work. Like I
yeah.
like the latest I'll crack a Red Bull is at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, that makes sense.
And usually
That's-
I crack the first one
that
by
2
like
o'clock
9
crash.
o'clock.
yeah,
Yeah.
at 2
So
o'clock
it's
crash.
like
He's like
I'm still getting less caffeine than a Rain, but I'm spreading out over essentially
a
7
whole
hours.
work day. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. But like
that's awesome.
yeah, it was like when I had that Rain, it was like, oh my god, like I need to keep moving. Like
Gotta
what
keep
am I
moving.
doing?
I need to go home.
yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
It was rough.
Interesting.
But-
Interesting.
Now it's like I know I just can't down that like last little bit. Like,
just take one and pour half of it into a glass and then drink that. That's your.
see I can't
that's that.
So I think one of the things is, and I did pretty well when I was streaming and I was drinking it during the stream,
Mhm.
was like because I knew it was a lot. It was like I was forcing myself to just literally like put it to my like feel a little bit, hit my lips, and just and like that was
Yep.
it. It wasn't like Red Bull or like soda or water where it's just taking a gulp. It was like
fucking
I was
down.
literally sipping this thing,
Yeah.
and like I think
Just
the fact that
chugging
at
it.
the end I just downed like maybe a little less than a quarter of a can. It was just like
Yeah.
all of a sudden I was like, oh my god, this is a lot.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Go, 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 go. Yeah. Then you have to go run for like 45
But-
minutes. Yeah.
Now I know. So it's
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna make that mistake again.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Lesson learned. Lesson
Yep.
learned.
That's
Anyway,
what
you
get
want to
from
get?
life.
Yeah, yeah, right. You got to learn something someday.
Yeah. It's just like the first time you drink a Golden Monkey.
Yeah, Jesus. I mean that's what 11%, 10%, 9 points.
I think it's like 8.9 or something. For
We'll
people that
figure
don't
it out.
know, Golden Monkey is a beer brewed by Victory Brewing Company, which is actually a Pennsylvania local beer. But it's like 8% alcohol, which is or 8.9 or something.
9.5.
9.5. So it's over the normal, twice the amount of a normal beer. Normal beer usually fluctuates between 4 and 5.
It's a Belgian
alcohol.
style triple ale with added spice, by the way.
But like a
Yeah,
normal
I
beer
mean-
fluctuates between like 4 and 5%, right?
This is 9%.
But that's not normal beer.
No, it's a Voodoo Ranger.
Like I'm saying, if you were to go
Imperial
to
IPA.
if you were to go to a bar and get like a Corona,
Oh,
a Bud
yeah.
Light, Miller Lite,
yeah,
Budweiser, Miller,
4%.
yeah,
Four and a
they
half. Four
fluctuate
and a half.
between 4 and 5, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So essentially, a Golden Monkey is the equivalent of 2 beers.
2 beers. It would.
Which it seems like every time someone like it's anytime I hear someone go, first time I had a Golden Monkey, it's like, oh, you didn't know it was that strong, did you? And they go, nope.
Nope. Because I didn't just have one. I bought a 6-pack.
Yeah.
And I had 3, which actually had
Yeah.
6. And then I got
I had 3 within 3 hours, and then I stood up and went, nope, sit back down.
things started to spin, and I sat back down.
Yep.
Guess I'm hanging out here tonight, right here.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
there, the bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. But
I mean, I know I made that mistake before with like one time after work, after coaching, I went to a local bar to meet up with people. My roommate at the time was having this one beer, and I was tried to sip it. I was like, "Oh, this is good." And like waiter came around. I was like,
give me one of
"I'll
those.
have like the disco, whatever he's having." He's like,
Yeah.
"All right." And I had like 2 or 3 of those. Didn't realize it was like a 7% beer.
Mm-hmm.
So the next morning, I woke up. I was like, "Oh God, I'm hungover."
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have another one of these and call it a night. 2 beers and done, which is actually technically 4. So
Yeah.
whatever.
The-
I'm enjoying it while I can. You know,
Trogs Perpetual IPA is 7.5%.
7 I was gonna say 7 point something. Yep.
And this is my third tonight, and I had 1 beer before this. Granted, I started drinking probably roughly 5 hours ago, so it's fluctuating about 5 hours of beer. But I have I'm at that point where it's like, yeah, I shouldn't drive. Maybe
But I
have
should
one
play
of
video games
these.
and stream and be wacky. You're at that point.
No, I don't know if I could do that because when
Yeah.
I hit a certain level of drinking, it's like even video games, it's like the motion
do
of
it.
it just
Can't-
it gets to me.
Yeah, fuck that.
In the
I hear you.
past, I
Completely understand.
was in college. I drunkenly played video games with my buddy from home, and at one point, like we were playing, all of a sudden, I just like felt it hit me. I just turned on my PlayStation, puked, and I texted him like like half an hour later. I was like, "Yeah, I've been drinking tonight," and the camera
Couldn't handle it.
controls
Couldn't
just
fucking
hit
handle
me, and I got dizzy and puked. He's like, "Yeah, I kind of figured that." I was like, "Okay, just letting you know."
Thanks, man. Thanks for understanding. I appreciate that. Good night. I've had way too many of those nights.
Yeah,
But it's fun though. You know what I mean?
to an extent.
I just don't know why I did this, but I had this Twitch up on here. Octopath Traveler is getting speed run right now on Games Done Quick.
Not surprised.
By the way, anyway,
Anyway,
we get a little bit of news here then.
yeah, why not?
So what I found is the pretty much the new Switch console, right?
Yes.
Same battery, different chipset apparently, and it literally almost doubles the battery power. I was watching a speed test and time literally like actual timing test if they were running Breath of the Wild. So let me see if I could. So the article I saw was pretty much that Nintendo is exchanging some Switch consoles to the newer model with better battery life. Like say if you just recently bought it after July 17th or later, once they announce it, you can return that and get the newer Switch model, which is actually pretty cool. Good on
Yeah.
you to know. But so what the deal is here? Let me see. I want to find something about the chipset. The console looks exactly the same. Apparently, existing Joy-Cons and stuff will work with it. It's just the internals that are different. While Nintendo has confirmed that 2 new Switches are in the works, neither of these 2 Switches, which is expected to be premier console aimed at avid video gamers. So there's no Switch Pro or anything. It's just the new chipset, and the new Switch Lite is coming out September 20th, by the way. And this new Switch model is apparently coming out in 2020.
That's
that
next
true?
year.
Well, it's not even next year. It's like 4 months from now. It could be 4 months from now, but it doesn't say
well,
exactly
yeah.
when.
Exactly.
Yeah, true. Let me see exactly when, but it doesn't matter. So it's got a new chipset. Literally, it ran Breath of the Wild. The original launch Switch ran the Breath of the Wild for 2 hours and like 30 some minutes, and the updated version ran it for 4 hours and 20 some minutes. So it's like gives you pretty much a solid 2 hours longer of handheld gameplay. But even though you mentioned like, okay, how often do you really take that baby
And I feel like that
off a
game,
run?
that
for
game
that long?
especially is very.
Oh, it
I'm
is.
sure when
it
you
is-
play handheld, it's very battery intensive.
Oh, I'm sure that's why they tested that game in particular, like
Yeah.
that or Super Mario Odyssey, or like Fuck, I don't even know what other games would be
Exactly.
comparable to that. Like those two, I can think.
Like, I'm sure if you were to play Mario Maker on it,
It'll last
it would the
4 hours on the
original
base.
Switch would last a lot much longer than Zelda.
Yeah. But the fact that they just want to, hey, here's the proof of how long this could
Yeah.
last with the most graphic intense game we have. So
I would also want to see, because I'm pretty sure you can do this with Switch. The brightness level that you played it at.
oh,
'Cause without a doubt, brightness affects battery life.
The screen of any device, phone even
Yeah.
especially, that's the
I mean,
most battery drain.
When
Yeah.
my phone hits 5%, it drops this brightness to like minimum.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
okay, you don't need this anymore.
Yeah.
So pretty much, I'm reading here the Switch 2 rumored to be beefed up. Its RAM said to be 8 gigs, doubling that of the current console with the onboard storage. Doubling the current console, while the onboard storage will get a major hike to 128 gigabytes. The existing Switch only had 32. But I had a micro SD card, so I had another 128 on mine. So yeah, that doesn't say anything. But the Switch 2 is said it will support 4K output. It won't have a 4K display built in though. It's like it have a 1080p display instead. Yeah, so that's the deal with that.
If you were to hook it up to be on a TV that has 4K, it could do it, but the screen itself on the actual handheld would be 1080.
1080p, which is still fucking awesome for a handheld. Gaming device.
Yeah.
But dude, even now on what it has, I think is it 720p now? An improvement over the 720p on the current Switch. Yeah, so it's 720p now. I mean, even now, the screen is small enough that I can't really see the 720p doesn't look bad. It looks really fucking good actually on it because
I mean,
it
honestly,
is a small screen. So
like a lot of streamers I watch, like I can watch them at 720, not at 60 frames per second, and be like, this looks fine to me.
Yeah.
Like I think they standardly have it set to like 1080 60 frames, and like a lot of times it seems like I get like a bunch of buffer, and it's like, all right, I dropped it to 720 60 frames, and it's like still getting me buffering. It's like
720 30.
Dropped to 720, and it's like
done deal.
From what I saw on even the 720 60 frames, it's like I don't see a huge difference in quality.
There's not much of a drop. Yeah, I mean, my eyes can't discern. Like we don't see in 4K. Like
no.
1080p, 720p. I think almost comparable at this point, but on such a small screen, I can't tell the difference, especially. But anyway, it'll be a little bit more beefed up. It's said to be coming sometime 2020, so that's interesting. But then this article says Nintendo has announced a new Switch console for 2019, so I don't know. So within the next couple months, we'll see it, which is pretty sweet.
Well,
but it's not going to make me rush out and buy one though. So I will continue with the bad boy I got now. She's doing just fine. So, moving on. So what is this about the Dark game developer turning down Epic exclusive?
I didn't really hear about Dark until someone mentioned it in my stream.
Me either.
It's kind of like an indie dev that made it. I honestly don't even know what the game is about. But it turned down an Epic exclusive deal. Which instantly skyrocketed Steam wishlist numbers.
Good.
Which you can't blame them at this point. It's like, or the users at that point, it's like if someone's saying no, it's not gonna be a Steam or Epic exclusive, people are like, I like this person, I want to support them, which can't blame them.
Good.
But the developer, let me see if I can find a first name. I'm just getting Mahulets. Mahulets.
Mahulets. Epic contacted Vlad.
I don't see an actual first name on this.
Vlad. WLAD.
Oh, okay. Now I see it. Yeah.
A
one-man team at Unfold Games essentially said, I like money and get an upfront payment on top of guaranteed revenue sounds great. But although I'm a first-time developer, I'm serious about working in this industry for a long time. I had just announced the Dark release on Steam, pulling the game off Steam a few days after making a release date announcement would forever ruin the credibility of my studio. I
That's
would like
true.
for my customers to have confidence that my word means something, especially when making an announcement as crucial as a release date / platform.
Hmm.
Turning down the Epic exclusivity offer might have been a foolish decision in short term, considering the amount of money that would have been involved. When thinking of long term, however, this was an easiest and obvious decision to make in my case.
Yep. Good on him. Good on him.
Dark has been listed on Steam since late 2018, according to the developer. As the game near release date ended up on the top 50 most wish-listed games on Steam. Draw more eyes to it.
Sweet.
It
for
was
him,
cited
good for
that
him.
Amazon's early history of taking a loss on certain sales in order to grow more customer loyalty as a reason as why he abstained from signing with Epic.
This game looks like it's going to be like Nightmare Before Christmas in the form of a game. Just judging by some of the artwork I'm seeing.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool,
I'll pull it up in front of my camera so we can see a little bit of it. It looks a little Nightmare-esque Before Christmas. There's something else that's popping into my head that I can't put my finger on.
Beetlejuice, almost, maybe?
What it
Kinda,
maybe?
because of the stripes on the guy's shirt, the way he's looking at. I don't know.
Yeah,
But,
I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I mean, it looks like it almost looks. I don't know anything about this game, but it looks like a 2D puzzle platformer.
So the developer of a horror-filled puzzle game, Dark. So
Makes sense.
there we go. So sweet. It looks cool if it comes out and it's not overly crazy price, like a $60 game. I might pick it up. Looks cool. The artwork looks pretty fun. July 30th. It was. When does it come out?
I honestly am not sure off the top of my head.
It
I
looks
think it
very
comes
Tim
out
Burton-esque. Dude, it looks
maybe that's what I'm just thinking of. It looks
In general.
Tim Burton.
Yeah, because that was Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's a good
Nightmare
way to
Before
put it. It
Christmas.
looks very Tim Burton because it has
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
It looks like they're
It's
like
out. It's out.
It is out. Oh, okay. So
It came out
Dark-
August 15th.
So Dark is a psychological horror game starring Lloyd, a boy trapped in a lucid nightmare, unable to wake up. That's fucking cool. That's not cool, but that's a cool concept. Unable to wake up, Lloyd is forced to solve puzzles by manipulating the bonkers laws which govern his dream world, all the while hiding from the monsters which inhabit it. Sweet. Developer Unfold
might-
Games describes it as a musically charged experience, but even in silence, Dark is absolutely arresting. They described that really well, and it makes you just want to buy it more.
Also, I'm gonna throw a text. I'm looking at the Steam page right now.
Yeah,
It has features under like game about this game.
yeah.
Under features like you said, psychological horror, setting a lucid dream.
Mhm.
Relying on a slow build and creepy atmosphere rather than gore and violence. Unique art style and detailed environments. This is actually one thing that caught my eye actually originally under this.
Okay.
Sound design by Bjorn Jacobson, known for work as such games as Cyberpunk 2077, and Hitman.
Nice. Was Hitman music good?
Hitman, I mean, this is just sound design, so I think it's just overall sound.
Just overall, okay. Good though.
But like Hitman was pretty good with like sound and stuff. Like music was like the little music I remember from it wasn't bad. Like I would consider it like a AAA worthy sound design.
Okay.
And obviously, if CD Projekt Red had this guy on for Cyberpunk 2077, means something.
That's good. Yeah. CD Projekt Red's fucking awesome.
But other features involve puzzles that involve bending the laws of physics, aka walking on walls and ceilings,
Walk on the walls and ceilings.
manipulating the dream world, moving things, rotating rooms, collecting and using found objects, and avoiding enemies, and hidden secrets to find, which are optional for hardcore players only. This has 8 whole Steam achievements, man.
Wait, it only has 8?
Yeah. So the achievements are finish a game, find dream journal page in the hospital, find Dream Journal page on the train, find the page in the theater, on the subway station, in the city.
I'm guessing pages are secret little things in the game.
That's what I'm guessing, because it finish a game is the most collected achievement at 36.3%, and it slowly drops off to 20% to 7%, 7.7% actually, 7.5%, 7.2%.
Okay.
And the city is 5.2%. And find the Dream Journal page while trying to solve the gear puzzle is 4.9%. And finish the game and unlock all their achievements is 3.7%.
Gotcha. So there's currently 21,000 viewers watching this on Twitch. 19.8 of which is one person.
I'm not surprised.
That's funny. I don't get that. I mean, 19, almost 20,000 people, then 300, then 100, then 70, then 10, 1.
I mean, if it's a big person playing it, I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, it's described as an amateur game, horror game. It's all black and white. It looks really fucking cool. So
yeah, like you said, it feels very Tim Burton-esque.
Tim Burton-ish. Yeah.
There's actually another game that's on Steam that is kind of the same aspect. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head.
Dude, I move the window for Discord over from one screen to another, and wow, there's a difference.
Little Nightmares. Little Nightmares is another game that like people have referenced as being Tim Burton-esque.
How much is Dark?
Dark is $20.
That's it. How long? Doesn't matter how long.
I don't even know if it's on how long.
Dark.
I mean,
$20. Not bad, man. Not bad. So blood, drug reference, intense violence, strong language, and suggestive themes. Okay, that looks fun. I'm gonna add that to my wish list. It says coming August 29th. This game will unlock in approximately 10 days.
Dark?
Yep. No, I'm sorry. Wait. Dark picture. Wait.
I was going to say, I'm on Dark's page right now. It says Dark is out now.
It redirected me. Really? There we go. Yep. Add to my wish list. It directed me to the Dark Picture anthology, Man of Medan.
Yeah, it's not right.
Remove that from my wish list. Anyway. Dude, I have like no other fucking news, man, to be completely honest with you.
So I have one thing.
Yeah.
Apparently Tom Hiddleston has been lying.
Tom Hiddleston has been lying about the face of Loki?
Yep.
Carry on.
So he revealed that he knew Marvel's anti-hero Loki would be continuing Disney Plus series about 6 weeks before the worldwide release of Infinity War. But he also elaborated that on what he knew the Loki series means for the infamous character and what it would be like for him to play him for a decade. Like most characters in the MCU, Hiddleston, I'm just reading this off of IGN article, Hiddleston was out of loop on spoilers for Infinity War and Endgame and what would come after. In Infinity War, if you haven't seen it, which has been out for a year and a half now, Loki is killed by Thanos in the opening scene.
You mean Endgame?
No, in Infinity War.
Infinity War. That's how it opens up.
He's killed in the opening scene.
Yep. So what do you think?
And Thor and the remainder of Asgard's population attempt to flee the Mad Titan. Many believe the actor has moved on from the MCU. Like, again, if you haven't seen Endgame, spoiler alert for a movie that's been out in 6 months. Actually 4 months. Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans are no longer going to be in the MCU because their characters are done.
So sad.
But Hiddleston said, when we shot Infinity War, they knew Loki would be... I want a cartoon rendition of Loki. I don't know what that would come out as, but I want to see it. But Loki would be back in Endgame, Hiddleston said. For sure, I knew about Endgame piece, but I knew that in terms of Loki's journey, the arc was complete at the beginning of Infinity War, and it was very emotional. Josh Brolin was very sweet. He was like, I'm sorry, man, but also bless them. Joe and Anthony Russo were like, this is momentous. this is how we're ending the film, and this is the end of Loki, and that's it. When I shot it, I thought it was absolutely the last time I would play this character. It wasn't until 6 weeks before the release of Infinity War that Hiddleston got word that Loki series was scheduled for spring 2021 to release on Disney+. This meant the actor had to do the talk show and press circuit while pretending that Loki was definitely, totally, 100% dead. And he's quoted to say, all that meant is I had to go and do press for Infinity War, going, yep, that's it, guys. So I didn't know about it then, but I didn't know what the story was, working with them, and what it's going to be, what the context is going to be, what it's meant, what the meat and potatoes of the story is going to be, the tone, the context, the different challenges.
Is this going to be a
so
prequel
exciting.
or what? Because I mean, isn't he dead?
Let me scan this real quick. I think from what I've gathered, or at least speculation is the series is going to be the Endgame Loki we see that grabs the Tesseract, the Space Stone,
and then bounces
and disappears when it's taking place at the end of Avengers 1 is the Loki we're going to see.
Okay.
I'm trying to scan this article real quick so I didn't scan all of it.
Yeah, do it.
It's either that or it's going to be kind of a prequel type thing.
Sex type thing. Gotcha.
But I think a lot of people are speculating it's going to be Loki we saw in Endgame getting away, and we're going to see
with the Tesseract, yeah.
the mischievousness he gets up to then.
His shittiness, yeah. Cool. 2021,
So,
you said?
yes.
Okay, cool.
I
like Loki?
really...
I like Loki.
Yeah.
I like Hiddleston. He plays a good
Yeah,
character.
I feel like Hiddleston playing Loki is one of those villains that you love to hate.
Yep.
He's I feel like he's almost on the same aspect as Darth Vader, where it's like, he's a bad guy. He's a villain. He's the one that you don't want to win, but you like him.
But you like him so much.
Yeah. And I think the fact that, like, one of the reasons, like, I put Hiddleston and Loki on the same level as that is because Vader, it was a mask. So
you mean Vader and Loki?
Like,
not Hiddleston and Loki?
well, no, I meant, like, Hiddleston as Loki.
Okay, yeah, okay. I thought I meant Hiddleston.
It's because you can see his face, you can see facial expressions, like, stuff like that. Whereas Vader, it was a mask. Whereas Hiddleston, he has the facial expressions to help
accentuate,
make you hate him but love him at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of the things I think of is, like, the Thor scene where he's prisoner, and, like, they have him handcuffed, and they're like, one time he turned into a snake, yada yada yada, and Loki's just sitting there like, yeah, I did. I did that. It was funny.
Yeah. I really like him, and I'm excited to see that. Is it a series then? A series?
Yeah, it's gonna be their streaming series, which I really think I'm gonna wait for, like,
I was gonna say,
all their shows to come out. I'm gonna wait for all their shows to come out, and I'm just gonna binge it all in a short time.
Do I need another fucking subscription?
Which is why I'm gonna binge it in 1 month
for free, and then use Ashley's email, and then maybe get a second month out of it for free. So.
Yeah.
We'll see. Speaking of which, Netflix, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Did you finally finish
it? Yeah, we finished it.
I still haven't watched it.
You haven't watched it?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
I thought you did. I really, 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 really enjoyed it. The one thing I liked above anything else was the literal fact that they took a comic book and animated it. It was a fucking live action comic book. Like, literally, in some scenes, it would just be like he's hitting something. It would just be like pow, wham in the background. Be like zoom.
Did they do that?
Yes.
All right.
It was fucking awesome. I really enjoyed it, and I would love to see more like animated things shot like that. So that's what, like, set over the top for me. It was a really, really good movie.
I feel like I remember reading about that movie
I like Spider Ham.
where there's a scene in the movie. It was in the trailer, so it's not really like a spoiler.
No spoilers.
Where like
for the
Miles
movie.
Morales and Peter Parker are swinging through a jungle or the woods or something.
The woods. Yep.
And I think I heard that like part of it was like rendered at a certain refresh rate or frames per second for Miles.
Mm-hmm.
Another one was rendered for Peter Parker. And the reason was so that way it looked like you could see Peter Parker had more experience with swinging. He was more comfortable, whereas like Miles looked a little bit
Shaky and
shaky and less comfortable and stuff.
they mentioned that multiple times in the movie that what they had to do ultimately he wasn't ready for. So like they referenced that and that makes sense. So that's not really a spoiler. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this
So,
is
yeah.
like the beginning of Miles Morales in his Spider-Man career.
Yeah.
Which there are many memes about of seeing Peter Parker as Spider-Man in his actual Spider-Man getup, and then like Miles Morales with like a cloth over his head essentially in like a makeshift Spider-Man costume.
That was one of the other cool things I liked about the movie. Spider-Gwen, Spider-Ham, Peter Parker, and like him, they all have certain different Spider-Man uniforms.
And
Like,
Spider-Noir.
And Spider-Noir, voiced by Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage, yep.
I was like, halfway through the movie, I was like, to Ash, I was like, is that fucking Nicolas Cage? She's like, no, can't be. I was like, and she's like, wait, yeah, it is. I was like, dude, it totally is. She looked it up. Sure enough, it's him. And John Mulaney voices Spider-Ham.
I just put him up. I'm trying to figure out what
Spider-Ham
what else
fucking funny.
did John Mulaney
He's
voice?
a comedian. He's a stand-up comedian.
Is he just stand up? All right.
He has a TV show.
So I feel like I
or
recognized the voice when
had a
I
TV show.
I feel like I recognized the voice when I heard it, but I couldn't like put my finger on what I know.
John Mulaney.
From.
Whoa, that's bright, brother. Whoa. So I moved you to the screen, and I'm on the fucking good screen. God damn it, so clear.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at his like television and filmography. There's nothing.
He had a show for a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's nothing that's like super standout.
No, he's just a stand-up
You know what I mean?
comedian.
Like, he's been on Saturday Night Live a little bit.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's
for a lot of
hosted
episodes
that.
actually.
Yeah. He is Andrew Glauberman on Big Mouth. That's what I know him from.
I haven't watched enough Big Mouth, so I don't know for sure.
Big Mouth is fucking hilarious. But yeah, he's Hello Broadway voice actor Andrew Glauberman, Netflix Big Mouth, film debut, voice acting Peter Parker, Spider-Ham, and Spider-Man. That's about it. Nothing too crazy. Yeah.
Have you seen Homecoming yet? Or
Have
not
not.
Homecoming.
Far From Home? Have not.
Gotta see it.
I have
man.
not, sir. Yeah, man.
Gotta see it.
I gotta say it, dude. Jesus. So he's on Portlandia too, anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, blah 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 blah. You know.
Oh, I know.
Anyway, that's all the news I got, man.
Yeah, I
But
think that's all I have.
Into the Spider-Verse 8.5
Okay.
on the Brood meter.
Okay.
This
I'll
is-
have to get around to that at some point.
the fact that it was they actually literally like put some panels in at some points and like made it into a comic
Now-
book was fucking beautiful.
Let me ask you this, because it seems like it was the trailers I saw. There were a lot of like funny moments in it. Are all the funny moments in the trailers?
No, it's
Okay.
quite funny throughout. But then
'Cause
again,
that's like-
but then
that's-
I can't say that. I haven't seen all the trailers. I've only seen the first trailer.
Because I know there was like there were a couple
There-
scenes.
there- there
I
were
don't know
multiple
which.
trailers, all right.
Yeah, there were
Two or
like two
three?
or three, but they were
I
like
was saying the first one.
definitely like trailers where it's like, oh, that's a funny moment. And it was like, I'm so used to comedy movies where it's like
You
all the
fucking-
funny moments are in, or even not just comedy movies. It's like the whole movie is. It's like if you've seen the 3 trailers, you know the movie.
The movie's done. Yeah, like
Yeah.
no, it's there's. I mean, at least in the
Like-
first trailer I saw, it didn't spoil everything then. So
Okay.
it's good. It's a good
'Cause-
movie. It gets heavy at some points too. So
Spoiler alert for Endgame and Infinity War. But like the way they
Yeah.
did the trailers for those were very well done. They
Ideal.
didn't spoil the story.
they didn't give anything away.
They left out very big moments that like after the movie was out for a month.
Yeah.
Like, they put it in the trailers. But, like, in none of the trailers for Endgame, spoiler alert, you didn't see Captain America wield Mjolnir.
Nope.
But after a month of it being out, like, on the radio and on TV, like, I was seeing, in ads on Facebook and stuff, I was seeing those shots.
Yeah.
But it was, like, it wasn't for a month until after it was out where they were like, all right, we're putting these in trailers now.
All right. Anybody who's actually wanted to see the movie has seen it already. For
Exactly.
those who haven't, here's some fan service. Maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
And it was like they were trying to draw the last couple people and I haven't seen that. They were like on the fence and they're like, oh, like I know enough about the MCU that only whoever's worthy can hold that hammer. He holds it. I want to see why.
I'm gonna pay $10 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely cool though.
But like Infinity War and Endgame did a very good job of not spoiling anything. They didn't
give anything
show
away.
any, like, even for Endgame, they didn't spoil the fact that there was gonna be time travel or that even the only character they showed in it that wasn't in Infinity War at all and you didn't see any repercussions of was Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Like everything else in Infinity War was just the survivors of the snap.
Yep.
And that was it. And it was like even all the marketing, anyone that got snapped was not in the marketing at all.
No. But dude, the way that Ant-Man came back, come on.
The Rat is the real MVP.
Come on, dude. Anyway.
But it's just like one of those things where they marketed that movie super well, which one of the things I didn't notice was in the beginning when they do like the Marvel logo and they show all the heroes, all the heroes that got snapped were absent from those shots. And I saw a side by side where it's like normally Doctor Strange is right here, but as you can see in Endgame, it's blank. And normally, Black Panther's here on the Marvel logo when they're doing the whole reveal in the beginning. And in Endgame, it's also blank. And it was just one of those things where it was like, they straight up just erased them, not even from the marketing, but like the beginning Marvel logo where it shows all the characters. So they're like,
gone.
They're not there.
Yep.
They're gone.
So speaking of, the last thing I want to say here, speaking of Endgame, Ashley's brother got me a poster of the Endgame thing, but it is the most legitimate poster I've ever fucking owned. It's like a silk screen print. It's some special fucking material that even if the light's hitting it, it'll fade over time. It's this, I don't even know what the fuck it is, but it's like it's not a piece of paper. It's like a silk screen print. It's fucking insane. And I've yet to put it up because I haven't gotten an appropriate frame for it yet. But once I do, I'll post a picture of that. I have a picture of it, but dude, it feels like, I don't even know it. It's just beautiful.
Nice.
And it's a cool ass poster. But I'll post a picture of that on the Insta. So yeah. That's about all I got, man. It's about all I got.
Yeah, I think that's all I got too.
Yeah, so let's call it there then. I unfortunately did not think of a question this week. It was a crazy week.
We didn't talk about our question from last week actually, which I haven't really thought about. The top 5 movies you wish you could see, or was it top 5?
It was top 5. It was top movie, top book, top game. You wish you can just replay blind again.
What was the one we said that we would not be able to?
The movie would be the hardest one, right?
I think you're right.
I think you said Dark Souls for the game.
Yeah, I think Dark Souls was like undoubtedly for the game. I think movie was like I couldn't pick one.
I couldn't pick a movie, but could you imagine not just sitting down and watching all of the Marvel movies from Iron Man till now, without having known anything? That would be legitimate.
I couldn't.
Because
I know
because you've seen them all, but like that would be an awesome series of movies to watch. But I can't pick a single movie.
I mean, if I had to pick top 5, Infinity War and Endgame would definitely be up there.
Mm-hmm.
In 2 of the top 5.
Yep. Standalone movies though, like.
I think I could do like Inception or Memento again, Both of those
They'd
were
be
pretty
fun.
good.
They'd be fun, but
I think Inception over Memento. Just because Inception kind of has a bigger twist at the end.
man, I really have no fucking idea.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to push this off again because I didn't think about it until.
I didn't have time to think about it. But anyway,
But did I tell you about what my buddy did to his girlfriend for Avengers?
mm,
So she's not like a big into the Marvel movies.
okay.
It's like leading up to Infinity War, they watched all the Marvel movies in release order, and
Nice.
then Infinity War happened,
It happened already.
and the end of Infinity War, the snap happens,
Yep.
and just dusts and kills all these characters.
Sorry.
She didn't know there was another Avengers being released a year later.
That's how they
So
ended
she
it.
thought that was how the series ended.
Done. Over.
And I remember talking to my
Thanks,
buddy,
Luke.
and he was like, I don't know if I should tell her that there's a sequel to this movie, or if I should just let her think that's how it ends until they start announcing it.
Yep.
I don't remember what he did, but I was like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I'm in the same boat as you. Like, if I had a girlfriend, didn't see any of the previous Marvel movies, didn't keep up to date with Marvel movie news, and she thought that's how the Avengers series ended and like the MCU ended, I'd be like,
I'll leave it at that.
tell her.
I would
Do I
leave it there.
not tell? I think I would honestly leave it at that until they started announcing,
And be like, surprise.
like until they released the trailer and be like,
oh,
see
by
that
the way.
trailer?
Oh,
See
by
that
the
trailer?
way.
And then be like, and then judge by her reaction, be like, yeah, I actually knew this was gonna happen.
4 years ago, I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah.
You dick. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny. That is funny though. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's all I got, man. I'm gonna go crack another beer and see what the
Well, we
fiance's
gotta
up to.
we gotta finish this first for
Well, yeah,
beverage.
we're done. This has been
6.
Beverage 66, man, or
Beverage
7 for Matt.
4.
Technically, technically, percentage wise.
Percentage wise, it's been like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
But like can wise, it's been 4.
In physicality, it's been 4. But yeah. Anyway, Beverage 66, Guy Buddy Podcast. Thank you guys for sticking around, hearing it out, and we'll catch you guys next week. And we'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.